Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your man Economize back with you with another YouTube video. Today, we are going to be talking about NFL predictions. Obviously, yesterday was the last week of the NFL season, and starting up on, I believe it's Saturday, starts the NFL playoffs. As you see on the screen here, we've got the NFL 2021 and 2022 season playoff bracket. We are going to be using this to kind of keep track on what I think is going to be the upcoming Super Bowl winner. So we're going to talk about each and every single one of these matchups here and see what I predict. Please leave a comment down below if you think something otherwise. Have a nice little discussion. I do read each and every single comment, so make sure that you get a like on the video here. Comment down below your picks for the Super Bowl winner, who's going to be in the Super Bowl, and so forth. So let's just get right into it. Now, we'll start off with the first matchup here in the AFC side, the Patriots versus the Bills. Now, this is an interesting matchup here, and I apologize for messing up my words here because Patriots have been on a little heater streak here with the past couple since the second half of the season. Bills, they look good sometimes, other times they look really bad. They're kind of like Jekyll and Hyde a little bit, so it's kind of hard to predict with the Bills here. I think the Patriots are a little bit better than the Bills here, even though it is at the Bills. I still think that the Patriots are going to win. I think they're going to win 28-24, so we'll put the Bills right there. Next matchup, Raiders versus Bengals here. Very, if anybody saw the game last night between the Raiders and the Chargers, my God, was that a good game. Raiders barely squeaked by with the win in overtime, barely beating the Chargers. Kind of like a little bit of a Cinderella story there. Obviously they fired John Gruden at the middle of the season there. A lot of people got down on the Raiders a little bit after that and didn't really predict them to be in the playoffs, but here they are as the number 5 seed going up against the Bengals. And I mean, the Bengals, I said ever since the beginning of the season, look out for the Bengals. The Bengals, with the healthy Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, they have a pretty much revamped defense, a very good offensive line to protect Joe Burrow. This was going to be a tough team to beat, and throughout the whole entire season, that was the case. The Bengals are a very tough team to beat. Do I think the Raiders can upset the Bengals? No, not at Cincinnati. So we will go ahead and put the Bengals up against the Patriots in the next round here. And then last but not least, Chiefs versus Steelers. Steelers very lucky to get in, I think, as the 7th seed, and there's really nobody that can really beat the Chiefs, as far as the Steelers go. Steelers do have a pretty good defense, but where's the offense? Big Ben, he does look like he is old and is about to retire. Mike, I think the Steelers, even though they made the playoffs, I think they're going to have to rebuild next season, because I do expect probably Big Ben to either retire this coming next season here or the season after that. So I will have to go with the Chiefs on this one here. Sorry, Steeler fans, but there it is right there. Moving on the NFC side here, we got the 49ers versus the Cowboys here, a battle of the NFC East teams here. I really do like the 49ers. I really want to pick the 49ers. I really do, but the past couple of weeks, the Cowboys are looking like they're going to be a tough team to stop, at least offensively. And, they've got a nice defense now this year as well. So, Dak and the boys, I think they're going to get the job done in Dallas there against the 49ers. I do think it's going to be a close game. I picked the Cowboys here 35-30. Next matchup, we got the Cardinals versus the Rams, the 5 seed versus the 4 seed here. Cardinals got off to a really hot start this season. One of the best teams in the NFL, and then lately they've kind of simmered out a little bit there. Obviously Kyler's been hurt a little bit, and missed some time, and the defense is okay, but the Rams, they look look pretty good too. And obviously adding OBJ was a huge move for them. Adding Von Miller, getting some experience on that team there. Matthew Stafford, I think, is a very solid quarterback. Didn't really, Matthew Stafford is probably one of the more underrated quarterbacks in the NFL because he was on such a horrible team for, what was that, 15 years or so. I think he went to went to Detroit in 2006. I believe that's what his rookie season is. But I think this is going to be an intriguing matchup here, and this is where I'm not sure who's going to win. But obviously I have to pick. So we are going to pick. Oh boy, we will pick. I gotta go with the Rams here. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be something along the lines of 38-35. Gunslinging game, hardly any defense. I think it's going to come down to if the Cardinals don't turn the ball over. 38-35, we'll go with the Rams there. Last but not least, the Buccaneers and the Eagles. Very good matchup here, I think. It's pretty easy to say that the Buccaneers are going to beat the Eagles, because it's the Buccaneers. Tom Brady, Gronk, Mike Evans, that solid run defense that they've got there in Tampa Bay, Super Bowl champions, Tom Brady, but the past couple of weeks they haven't looked that great as Super Bowl champions as they were last year at this time. So I do think that the Buccaneers will beat the Eagles, but it's going to be a lot closer than what people think. We'll go 28-17 for the Buccaneers. So that is a wild card round. Moving on to the division round. We'll start with the AFC. We started with the AFC last time. We'll stick with the NFC and move over to the AFC here. So Rams versus Packers here in Lambeau Field in the month of January, where it's cold as hell. The Rams live in LA, indoor stadium. Do they have a retractable roof? I don't know. But Aaron Rodgers, Rams, Matthew Stafford. It's going to be hard for the Rams to beat the Packers here, just for the simple fact that I don't think the Rams defense can contain Aaron Rodgers. I mean, who can really contain Aaron Rodgers here? So I do predict the Packers beat the Rams by a final score of 31-24. So they're going to be going into the conference championships now. We got the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. Intriguing matchup here. I do believe they're like I said, the Cowboys has a very good high-powered offense. Buccaneers has a very solid run-stopping defense. They are a little bit suspect on the cornerback spot there on the defense there, and I think Dak Prescott can probably potentially go off here, passing for 350 yards and a minimum of 3 touchdowns here. I do think this is going to be a very close, solid game, but I think the Cowboys are going to squeak it out against the Buccaneers and end the Super Bowl run for Tom Brady and those Bucs. Cowboys 35, the Buccaneers 28. Moving over to the AFC side of the division championship here, we got the Patriots and the Titans. Interesting here. Now, how the Titans got to be the number one seed, I don't know. The Titans looked very, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I don't think that the Titans are going to win this game here, not having Derrick Henry. The Patriots having the good, solid defense that they've got over there in New England. Bill Belichick, the wild card there, always comes up with a fantastic game plan here. I think the Patriots are going to yet again upset the Tennessee Titans by a final score of 21-17. Moving on to the next matchup here, the Bengals and the Chiefs here. This is going to be a fun game to watch. Both very explosive, high-powered offensive teams. Both defenses can be a little suspect at the time. I think this is going to be a barn-burning shootout here in Kansas City. This is going to be a tough one to predict here, but if I would have to predict here, I think the Chiefs are going to barely squeak by the Bengals by a final score of 38-37. So moving on to the conference championships here. We'll start with the AFC side, the Patriots and the Chiefs here. You know, going back to the old days between Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, back when Patrick Mahomes was a rookie and in his second year. Very good matchups here. Now, obviously, we know that Tom Brady is no longer a Patriot, but you know, Bill Belichick is a Patriot and knows and is a coaching guru, a coaching god, probably one of the best coaches ever that has ever lived, quite possibly. Obviously, that's to argue. But in Kansas City, Patriots had two road wins going up to this point here. Mac Jones, in that very young offense, I don't think that they're going to be able to get it done here. Unfortunately, I think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are going to beat the Patriots, and I think it's going to be, you know, around 31-28. Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl again, back-to-back years. NFC side, NFC Conference Championship here, Cowboys versus Packers here. A very fun, intriguing matchup here. This one can be literally a coin flip. You know, I think both offenses will come out hot, scoring touchdowns. The Packers defense is pretty good in my opinion. They're pretty solid here. But will they be able to keep up with Dak Prescott, with Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and that crew and stuff like that? I don't know. But you know, unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers. I can't doubt Aaron Rodgers. This feels like this might be the final time that Aaron Rodgers is going to make a good Super Bowl run. I think he's going to make it special because, you know, even at the beginning of the season, he was suspect on staying as a Packer. So I think Packers might lose Aaron Rodgers by the end of the season here, whether if Aaron Rodgers decides to retire or go to a different team. But I think this run is going to be special for the Packers, and that's why I think that the Packers are going to beat the Cowboys by a final score of 28-23. Super Bowl, Packers versus Chiefs, fun matchup here. It's really hard to say. I think both quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, gonna be slinging. You know, they're gonna be trying to one up each other. You know, passing 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. The big thing is if both defenses can come up with a big play. There has to be a big play, a big stopping play, for one team to prevail in the Super Bowl here. I think this is going to be a fun Super Bowl. I think this is going to be a fun matchup. Who I predict is going to be the winner? I think the Chiefs is going to, you know, rain on Aaron Rodgers' parade here. I think the Chiefs are going to become the Super Bowl winners. I think 2 out of the 3 years, if I remember right. I think the Chiefs are going to prevail here to get that little revenge piece and make sure they assure the win for this year. I think your Super Bowl champions is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs by a final score of 35-31. So that is my NFL predictions. I think what we'll do is next week, after the wild card round has been completed, we'll go back to the chart here, see what's different, and talk about the games that transpire in the wild card round. So please, you know, leave a comment down below. We can start a discussion on our predictions and stuff like that. Hopefully you agree with these predictions, but you know, I know some of you guys will probably not agree, and that's perfectly fine. And it just draws up, and you know, this is what we like. This is what we live for as people that love the NFL, is being able to discuss it and argue it, and you know, it gets us so excited for it. So yeah, so this is you know, this is it right here. Go ahead and leave a comment down below, like, subscribe, turn that bell notification on for future videos, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.